So here we have it, the new Bitaxe Gamma Turbo. So we've been looking at this on the channel for quite a while, keeping our eyes out for it. And luckily Power Mining have sent me a Bitaxe Gamma Turbo, but I do want to mention it is a prototype still. But obviously as a YouTube channel, we kind of get newer things and we like to display them on the channel for you guys. I think that this is mainly waiting for the Bitaxe developers to actually fully release it. I know that there was some other people that are selling them as well. I believe that Gecko Science is selling these, their own revision of them, but this is clearly a prototype. Now, there will be a link in the description if you want to go get one of these. I believe that there'll be a landing page to kind of sign up to get notified when it is released. And you can get 10% off using the code Sterling, and that will be linked in the description. I think it automatically applies to whatever purchase you're making. So a couple of notes, this is a prototype PSU, the real one will be a 12 volt 6 amp, so that's good to know. Let's open up the PSU first. So one thing about the Bitaxe Gamma Turbo is that it's using this XT30 power connector, which is a new type of power connector, normally used on industrial stuff, so it's good to see the transition over to that. But this is also going to plug in with the Zyber 8. If we get the plug here, the Zyber 8 has the exact same plug, as you can see there, so an XT30. And I think maybe the reason for that is that it's just way easier to get it, and it's a way more steady power supply. So we're just going to be using this. As I said, it is kind of a prototype. This is not going to be the one that they're going to ship out with. And I'll try to keep you updated in the comments if you're asking questions on when it will be released. I think the timeline is just waiting basically for the developers to actually come along and publish the final version, and then people are going to start selling it. So let's move this off to the side and let's actually open up the Bitaxe Gamma Turbo. So this is what it looks like. There we have it, the Bitaxe Gamma Turbo. And this has two S21 chips underneath, I believe. As you can kind of see, these are where the two chips would be on the back. We'll open it up in a separate video, but this is what it currently looks like. And I think right now the main kind of draw for me is the fact that this is actually all the components on the back. So when you compare it to a normal Bitaxe, which I'll show you now, you can see a couple of differences. You have the ESP, you have the USB and the power supply all on the front. Obviously the LCD is on the front, but that has all been reverted to the back. Same with the boot buttons that you see on the side here, and this also smaller fan controlled by here has been taken off, and the fan has been moved to the middle of the board. You can kind of see that in here. So that's the middle of the board basically. Bigger heatsink, if we compare it here. Way bigger heatsink, way bigger fan, and all the components are basically shoved into the back by there. And then you have your power supply, your ESP, the voltage regulators, and everything else that normally would sit on the front of the board. I think it makes for a cleaner look on the actual miner right here. And that is the full unboxing of it. So a couple of things to note: way bigger heatsink, way bigger fan. Most of the stuff has been put to the back of the board, and then you have a case here to hold the miner. We are going to be spinning it up in this video, but I believe that this can do the same amount of terahash in terms of two chips. So you can have around 2.3, 2.4 terahash on this whole thing, and the efficiency is going to be slightly worse, I believe, than a Bitaxe Gamma. But I like the fact that they included the Nocta fan as well, just straight off the bat, because they are doing revisions with a normal fan, but I feel like the Nocta fan is a lot better in terms of the noise level, because you're going to be spinning it way quicker. So let's get the power supply plugged into the side by there. As I said, the Zyber 8 does use the same connector, so if we ever need to go for a different power supply, we can always use the Zyber 8 one, because it's the same 12 volt supply. I just think it's different amps. So I believe that the Zyber 8 one is 15 amps and 180 watts, which is quite a lot more than we need for this Bitaxe, but let's actually grab and plug this in as well. So we have plugged it in. It should be starting up now. As you can see there, it has started up. I believe that there was instructions on it, so let me just check real quick. I believe that we have to touch the boot button by here to actually get it to work. Obviously a prototype, So let me just go read the instructions firstly, and then we'll see if we can get it to boot up, because I believe that you have to press something to actually get it to boot up because of the prototype version that we're running on. So we had to press the reset button, and that was part of the kind of prototyping, is that the reset button allowed the screen to flick on. As you can see there, no access point found, error. So I think it's trying to look for the Wi-Fi setup. So we're going to have to go through the Wi-Fi setup, which we can show you on the phone right now. So it'll be a screen recording. And it's basically where you put in your Wi-Fi password, you find it, and then you put it onto your own local network. So we'll show you that now on the phone recording. So now we are on the phone recording. You can see there we have the Bitaxe network. So we just click into that, and then it's going to pop up saying that we need to connect in. So we have to type in our Wi-Fi SSD and then our Wi-Fi password. Click save and then click restart on the minor home screen, and it will just turn it off and restart it to that Wi-Fi. So there we have it. We have the Wi-Fi connected, and you can see it in there. You bring it closer. Should be able to access this on the computer now. So let's head over to the computer and see it running and put it up to a pool that we're currently using. Okay, so here we are on the AxOS dashboard. As you can see, we typed it in there, and our hash rate is currently sitting around 2 terahash. Efficiency isn't great. As I said, it's going to be a little bit of a drop off from the regular Bitaxe Gamma and the S21 efficiencies. I think because of the prototyping, it's still not fully fleshed, but the ASIC temperature is keeping up at around 60 degrees. And so is the power management. So we're sitting around 41.3 watts, input voltage slightly higher than 12, ASIC frequency, I think this is just at default. If we go to settings here, these are both on default. I definitely expect a little bit better efficiency, but I think it's just because it's still in prototyping. Now when we go to logs, you can also see the 2 chips in there. So BM1370, I believe that there's some chip management on each one. We have our minimum fan speed and target temperature set, and then these are whatever you want to do. And then system Gamma Turbo model version 800, 2 times BM1370, the Wi-Fi uptime, things like that. Now we should actually move it over to our new public pool instance on our Raspberry Pi. So let's get that up. Let's see if it's still running. So we have our Umbrel up here. If you guys want to learn how to run your own node and solo mine to it, I do have a video on the channel. It was released a couple of days ago, but I'll leave it linked in the description if you want to go check it out. So here's our local public pool address. If we just take this and we go to pool, we need to put in the Stratum host and then the Stratum port right here. And then lastly, our user. And then we're going to name this Gamma Turbo. Put the password as X, and then we can save and restart the device. Hopefully that puts it up to our solo node that we have here. Currently, we only have the Bitaxe hex running on there. I'm interested to see what this device shows up as on public pool, because some of it doesn't say open source hardware in terms of the node QX sometimes. So in the logs, it looks like it has gone up and it's selected their own difficulty on the variable difficulty of 16,000. And then if we refresh, it should show up here. I think it needs to take a little bit longer. So there we have it there, refreshed onto public pool. And it currently doesn't show our other worker on there, which is weird. I don't know, maybe that's a hardware problem. But that is the unboxing of the Gamma Turbo. As I said, if you guys want to see any more videos, obviously we're going to do overclocking. We're going to look at the chips underneath, take off the heatsink, do a bunch of things with the Gamma Turbo. This is just our unboxing and putting it up to a pool video. But I'd like to thank Power Mining for sending one across as a prototype. As I said, I'll leave a link in the description for the landing page, or you can go ahead and buy a Node QX or Bitaxe Gamma right now. Or you could buy also a node to run your own instance of public pool from them as well. And you can get 10% off with the link in the description. Let me know your thoughts on the Gamma Turbo. As I said, more videos coming soon. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.